So, why having a 6-figure year was the worst thing that could have happened to me as an artist. And let me be really clear, having a 6-figure year or a 7-figure year, an 8-figure year, not a bad thing, but it was a bad thing for me because I did not have a blueprint or a mentor, or I was learning from podcasts and blogs and articles on how to grow and scale a business that really isn't scalable. And so I made a lot of mistakes, and I don't know if you're interested in hearing about the mistakes. I am probably going to write about them. I'm really glad that I showed myself that I could do something really hard, which was to create a 6-figure business out of literal garbage. I think that's awesome. I'm glad that I proved that to myself. I don't know why I needed to prove that to myself, but I told myself that was something that I wanted to do, and I did it. I succeeded. I set a goal. I hit that goal. It was not the right goal for me, and long term, it actually ended up hurting me. So where I am today is that financially, I have not been in good shape, and I have taken on a lot more financial responsibility because my business grew. And then the business, when it started to decline, I still had that financial responsibility, and I've made good choices. So I do have money in the bank, and I have never neglected my financial responsibility, but things have been getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And if you're an artist, when you're trying to create under the weight of increasing financial responsibility, your art comes from a place of desperation, or it starts to come from a place of desperation rather than joy, imagination, or pain. Like, rather than what's in here, which is where I want my art to come from, art starts coming from a place of, I have to pay rent, I have to make payroll, I have to pay my insurance, I have to pay my phone bill, and what art can I make that will pay those bills? And what a terrible reason that is to create art, because it becomes not about the art, it becomes about the bill that you're trying to pay with the art. And I want to make art that makes money, because then I can make a living, but I don't want to make art to make money, if that makes sense. And that I have been in the position for about the last year or so where I've had to make art to make money to pay the bills, and the financial pressure has just been getting increasingly smushing me. And that's been hard. So I made the decision a little while ago that I was going to go ahead and re-enter the workforce, or at least attempt to re-enter the workforce, and take some of that financial pressure off so that the business could still be self-sustaining, but that it could stop paying me for a while so that I could get my financial house in order at home, and I could then keep making art for the love of art rather than for the money of art. So I am re-entering the workforce. I got a job offer this morning, and you probably won't notice much of a difference in how I show up here, except maybe I'll show up more often and happier. But yeah, my art is no longer my full-time job. My art is going to be, I don't know, strictly for the love of it. And I mean, also a little bit for the money, because I'd like to get back to where I was at some point, but maybe a little bit wiser. And I just wanted to share that with you. I'm working for other people again. It's been a long time. How weird.